So let's settle down and start our practice. So closing your eyes, not holding them too tight, lengthening the spine, either sitting on a chair, on your sit bones, on your knees, and allow the mind, the breath to calm down. You'll notice I've got some friends making a nice welcome noise for you. So whatever noises you have in your space, just allow them to fade. Just allow everything to soften. And with the sheep in the background, just embrace it, because I'm going to have to. They're just excited to be alive. A bit like Dr. Ananda when he teaches on the crows, get really excited when he starts speaking. Bring your hands to your heart. Remembering to lengthen through the spine, crown rising upwards. Breathing in, open the arms, stretch them up towards the sky. Maybe you're lucky enough to practice outdoors as well. Join the hands together and bring them down the center. Breathing in, open up, stretch, stretch, stretch through the fingertips, hands together and down the front. One more time, breathing in. Stretch, 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 stretch right through to the fingernails. Bring the hands together and draw them down the center. Good. Bring the left hand to the floor or onto the chair, wherever you're sitting. Lengthen through the right side. And as you breathe out, stretch across towards the left. Now you can look down if your neck is slightly tight and sore, or you can look up towards the hands, because we're going to be practicing more what we call Korna Asana today. So the side needs to be open. So we're going to look at Parsvottanasana, following Trikonasana, triangle from last week. Other arm up, lengthen, 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 lengthen. And breathing out, come to the other side. And we're just on our hands, you're not down on the elbows. Breathe in here, come up, bring them back up, back out, and then behind you. So if you're on a chair, just behind you on the chair, just opening up the chest. Maybe you can look up, keeping the eyes open so you don't get dizzy. Maybe you can look back. Stretching open the chest, scapula squeezing together. Breathe in and rise up, arms come up. Turn the hands inside out so the palms are facing towards the sky or the ceiling, and stretch the whole side body. You can give yourself a little wiggle. Try not to scrunch the shoulders against the ears, make sure there's some space there. Breathe in here, lengthen. Breathe out, ping the arms open. Right arm comes up. We're just opening up the side body. Going to have a little twist down to the left thigh. And then rotating the left shoulder back so you get a gentle spinal twist. And breathe in, look forward. Both arms up. Stretch. And again to the other side. And it's very gentle. We're just opening up. Come forward. I have a little block under my bottom, but I'm going to remove that now and come to sit on the floor. If you need a cushion or if you're using your chair, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to open the legs, not over wide, but just as wide as feels comfortable. I just want to get a nice long stretch along the inside of the thigh. Make sure the legs are active so the toes are pointing up. And press the legs into the floor. I'm going to come back a little because I don't think you can see my feet. There you go, that's better. You wouldn't believe it, there wasn't one sheep in sight at 9:25. Now they've all come for yoga, so that's a good thing. So stretch through the legs, push through the soles of the feet, push through the soles of the feet. So you feel some activation in the hips here, pushing the legs down. We're just going to come up and we're just going to come forward. So if you can think that your arms are going either side of your ears and you're coming forward as opposed to down, and just lengthen forward. And breathe up to come up and out to release. We're going to do that 3 times, so twice more. Breathing in, lengthen, keep the sit bones really engaged, keep the legs really active so you're firm. It's not about how wide the legs are, as wide as comfortable. And breathe out as though someone's pulling you forward. Just lengthening through your spine, keep the legs active, breathe in and come up, arms come down. We're going to do one more, so if you need to do some shoulder rolls, that's good. We're starting off gently opening the body. It's nice warm weather, so maybe the muscles are more willing now to come a little bit looser and come forward. Stretch. Now see if you can stretch a little further, as though somebody, you know that game we used to play as children with the feet touching? As though somebody's pulling you. And maybe you can bring the hands down this time. Look up. Stretch the back of the neck and all the way forward. You can let the back curl a little here, let the head drop down. Maybe the elbows come to the floor, maybe they don't. No pressure. We're now going to open up at the right arm, just gently opening up and back. And the other side. Don't worry if you haven't got your chest on the floor, that's not important. We're just opening up. Maybe you can catch the toes. If you can't get that far, maybe it's the knees, the shins, the ankles. Maybe it's the toes, and look forward. So you're not looking up to the sky, but you're looking forward. Lengthen through the legs. Keeping the legs strong. Activate those inner thighs. And you can bring the arms back, breathe in and open. And then bring the knees together. And maybe you want to just kick out the legs so that the hips get a little release. Some people can actually reach their bottom, I can't always. Okay, and just bring the feet together. Let the feet come together, soles pressing together. And hold the ankles, or you can hold the toes. You could even hold the soles of the feet and just bounce the legs out. I'm pretty good at throwing my voice, so hopefully you are hearing my instructions above the nice sheep. Okay. And then I'd like to take both hands and very gently come to the inside knee on the right. You're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're just going to gently see if you can ease the knee a little further down. We're not pressing it to the floor. I just want you to feel a little bit of engagement in the right hip there. And to the left. Just opening out a little bit. You can bring your feet forward. Hands can come on the floor. You're just going to bring, and you can still do this on your chair. Okay, you can bend your knees and do it on the edge of the chair. Just be careful you have your whole weight. I'm going to breathe in here, and I'm going to lift up. I can look up, press into the floor, press the feet to the floor, keep pressing into the palms, use your strength, and breathe out to come down. And just shake out the legs, shake out the hands, shake out everything. I've got some dust on my mat now, but that's okay. It's good Welsh dust. And I'm going to bring my right knee in. So sitting on your sit bones, bring the right knee in, and we're just going to rotate the ankles. So I'm doing that by drawing a circle with my big toe. And my left leg is really firm and supporting me. And I'm going to go the other way. And I'm going to shake it out. And I'm going to place it down. I'm going to do the left leg, bring the knee in. You can just shake out the foot first, or you can go straight into rotating it, up to you. Drawing a big circle with the big toe, and the opposite way. So you'll feel this in the shin, you might feel it in the calf or the thigh. Just keep breathing through it, slow, deep, mindful breath. Reminds us we're practicing yoga, we're not in the gym, okay? Lovely. And point and flex the feet. Just opening up the ankle joint, getting the synovial fluid working, keeping the ligaments strong and flexible and stretchy without overstretching them. And I'd like you to bring your right foot into the top of your left foot. Now it can just press against the inner left thigh. Okay, and we're just going to sit up nice and straight and open the body. I realize that the perspective here may not be as close as normal, but I think you're seeing enough of me. And the left leg nice and long and strong. And just bouncing out the right knee gently. Again, we're going to be doing a lot of standing work and work that need the hips to have their full range of movement. I'd like you to hold on to the right foot if you can. Maybe you can just hold it here, so the right foot's in the left hand. You're just shaking the leg back and forth like this. You're kind of rocking a baby. Or if you feel your hips have got the range of movement, you can bring the right foot into the crook of the left arm, and that gives you a deeper stretch. But don't do it if it feels too much, okay? Sunday morning, we're going to be easy like Sunday morning. We're not going to strain, we're going to stretch. Okay, and the closer you get it to your collarbones, the deeper the stretch is. And you can hold on to the knee or the foot and just stretch the leg out in front. And let's open it up by swinging it back and forth. So taking time with these loosening up movements, these jatis, to give the body the best chance of having a really comfortable, easeful practice, as opposed to going into the stronger asanas with a body that's not really ready for it. Good, and you'll find that it opens a little bit more the more you do it, and give it some freedom. And bring it back down, and stretch out the leg. And bounce out the knees. The sheep have been quiet now, so that's good. They've been quite hilarious. They come into the garden and things. And bring up your left knee. So I am placing the left foot against the inside of my right thigh. And I'm sitting on my sit bones. I'm not leaning to one side or the other. I'm sitting up on my sit bones and my spine is long. I'm bouncing out my left knee. Oh, it's so lovely to do a practice outside. It's one of the things I used to love at Yoga House Wales on the decking. Especially when it's so beautiful day and the sun's not completely through yet, so it's perfect. Just bounce out the left knee. And then you're going to hold your left foot in your right hand, and maybe you start here, because one hip may feel very different to the other. We are certainly not balanced in our bodies. We'll feel more balanced at the end of practice, but it's, it will never become completely balanced. Maybe for fleeting glimpses of time. And maybe you can bring your foot into the crook of your elbow, which is a little bit more challenging. And I think you need to really flex the foot, otherwise you take quite a strain in the ankle. You keep breathing. This is a strong stretch for the hips. Rocking your baby, trying to get it perpendicular with your collarbones. It may not work, but that's fine. No problems, no issues. Hold on to wherever you can on your leg. It could be under the knee. And nice and straight, an open chest and soft face. No tension in your face. We're practicing yoga. We are here to enjoy our practice, not to suffer it. Okay. So opening out the leg. One hip will go, one leg will go a bit further than the other. This is what always happens. And bring it in. and rest it down. And just shake it out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to come to stand up. How you come to stand up is up to you. You do what you need to do. I am going to cross my legs, bring them really, my feet right under my buttocks, and then I rock forward and I press my hands down and come to the side. Good. And you come to all fours. So I want you to think about your hands being planted more or less under your shoulders if that feels comfortable. If it's not as comfortable, you can place the hands slightly forward of the shoulders. But generally under them is a good place to start. Pressing through the palms, through the whole of the finger. Hands are kind of slightly open for me. I don't like them totally closed, but I don't like them spread like a fan either. We're just going to mobilize the spine. So I want you to breathe in and lead with your tailbone. So the tailbone is heading above to the ceiling or the sky. Chest stretches, heart comes forward. You look up or just forward, you know, a little. Don't have to crank the neck up, but just looking forward and upwards slightly. Breathing out, you press down, suck the belly in. Tailbone through to the pubic bone, drop the head. Make a really nice arch, breathing in. Look forward, stretch the chest, the belly stretches here, really nice stretch of the belly. Breathe out, pressing down, drop the head. We'll do this twice more, breathing in. Make it like a caterpillar, so you lift the tailbone, belly drops, you stretch and open up the collarbones, looking forward and slightly up. Breathing out, you really suck your tummy up, really suck it up to the spine. On the out breath, press through the hands, and one last time, breathing in. And breathing out, really suck the belly, come back slowly, shoulders arch up, head drops, release the neck. Breathe in, come back to neutral. And come back onto your heels. If you're on a chair, if you're using a chair and you're standing up, you need to do what you're used to doing, which is placing the hands on the seat of the chair and just stretching as far as you can. So you get that nice extension on the spine. Roll it down. Breathe in, come up to sitting on your knees if that's the position you are able to do. Just take a moment, or if you're standing, that's perfectly fine as well. I'm coming forward, I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm breathing in, and I'm going to look forward just for a minute. I'm going to breathe out, look down, suck my belly, bend my knees, and come up into Menurasana, mountain pose. Very first time, so I'm just taking my time. I'm going to bend one knee at a time, no need to rush. Pressing from the palms to the tailbone. Wrapping those triceps really under. So you're not like this, you're not doing a high plank, you're pushing the weight back. You can come over into high plank if this suits you, or your knees on the floor. That's perfectly fine with me. Press through the palms, stretch, use your strength. Lengthen through the feet as well. Push the heels, drop the knees, and come to child pose. Down to Shirshasana, we call it rabbit pose, but a lot of people know it as child pose. Breathe in, bring your nose close to the floor, all fours. Tuck the toes, breathe out, knees up, then press back. So you're not like this, you're not high in the air, taking all the weight over the hands, you're pressing back and up. Heels can come to the floor if they can. Look through your feet. Stretch. We're going to do 3 Bhastrika bellow breaths, blasting breaths. So I want you to breathe in and blast out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Use your abdomen to push the breath out. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in, come forward into high plank and really see if you can push through the arms, the hands. Use your strength, push the heels back. You can look down. You don't have to look up and crank the neck. You can look down. Soften through the knees and come into a resting pose. I am coming into Dharmaka Asana because I'm bringing my hands behind my heels. And just stay there for a moment. Bottom is on the heels. Breathe in, look up. Try and take whatever posture you assume, whether it's you're on your feet standing or on your knees. Just assume an attitude of observation, how you feel, what's going on, what are the sensations, what's happening. So in our yoga practice, we are guiding the mind into a sense of stillness through one-point concentration. So concentrating just on your practice, on your breath, should keep you absolutely in that moment. So no thinking of what you're eating later or what you're buying tomorrow, where you're going. Just keeping your focus on the practice. Breathe in, bring your hands down. Tuck your toes, please. Rise up. You can do a little hop if you like. And come all the way up to standing. Okay, so we're going to remind ourselves of what we did last week a little. We're just going to do a couple of the Kona asanas, okay? The shapes, remember we did Trikonasana, okay? So where we have 2 lines, we have 3 lines, we have 1 line at the bottom being our base, like a pyramid, and then 2 lines coming up, like a mountain. So the mountain is stable, even though it's really high. It's stable because it has a really wide base, and then it comes up. So we think of that when we're sitting cross-legged. We have a really strong base, and we make the shape of a triangle. So we're just going to start doing triangle and a side angle bend, but we're going to start from just nice Samasthiti, observation pose. So feet under the hips, parallel to each other, pressing down into the earth, feeling really strong. When you press down, your belly drops back, your tailbone drops down. The legs are able to move and soften at the knees, but they are strong and sturdy at the thighs. Grip the insides of the thighs, make it stronger, the calves. Breathe in here, open up. Drop the left arm, breathing out, over you come, just starting to open up the side. Now press the feet into the floor, so you feel the same pressure on both feet. Don't rise up off one foot, keep grounded. Breathe in here, and up you come. You can have the hand on the hip, or it can come lower down, up to you, whatever your preference is. Breathe in, lengthen with the left, and really lengthen, really lengthen. Breathe out, come across. Maybe you can drop the other arm, come further, but keep the feet engaged. Try not to wobble the weight onto the right foot. All the way, almost in half. Breathe in, and up you come. We're going to do that once more on either side, and we're going to add something in if you're up for it. We'll raise both arms, which is slightly more challenging. So left arm down, right arm comes up. Breathe in and lengthen. Fill up the whole body with your energy from the breath. Breathe out and soften. Soften, lengthen through. Take a breath here. Breathe out, pull the belly in. Lengthen even more. Then join the other arm so it's stronger. Strong, keep lengthening. Push the feet in. Breathing in and open. You're going to do that on the other side. So if you need to roll the shoulders or have a little shake, because you will feel this in the side body, okay, and even on the sides of your hips. So other side. Right arm down, left up, lengthen through here. Breathe out. Feet engaged, feet always engaged, keeping you steady Eyes open so you don't get dizzy. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, pull the tummy back to support your spine. Now breathe in and lengthen. Breathe out. You can see it's more strenuous. My breath is going. Breathe in here. And out you come. And shake those shoulders. We're going to try Trikonasana. Bring the right foot towards the short edge of your mat. Bring the left foot back. Now I'm hoping you can see my feet, especially if you haven't practiced with me before. I will try from here. Yes, you can see my feet now. Okay, so right foot in front, left foot slightly turned in, but not too much, not so much that it's going to hurt your knee. And I would say about a leg's length distance between you. It might be shorter for some people so that you feel steady, you don't feel wobbly. Open out the arms. You can jump as well to the wide legs, okay? It's up to you. Lengthen the arms. Through the fingertips, not lifting the shoulders up. Look forward for the moment. Now look right. And just find your balance, pressing the feet in. You're going to breathe in here and lengthen towards the right. So you're lengthening the right arm like somebody's pulling you. So you really want to lengthen first. And then you can come. I'm coming to the inside of my shin and I'm opening out my shoulders. So I like to do that first so that I know my chest has a good chance of opening out as much as possible. So I put it about my shin and I want to make triangles. So I'm looking at, from my inside. I'm trying to notice from the inside where I can feel those triangles. Opening the chest, the left hand is behind. Press the feet and squeeze the thighs. Really feel robust because you need your balance here. I am going to open my left arm up, stretching that arm as though it's coming to the sky, and I'm making more triangles. I'm breathing in to look down, and out, and I stay a moment, just lengthening, strengthening through my feet. You can breathe in and look up if you feel up to it. I've got the sun up here, so I'm not going to look up for long. Then I'm looking down. Then I'm going to do one more look up. Press the feet and then I'm coming across. Really stretch, so it's long, really from the hip to the fingertips. You can look down at this juncture if you feel safer, or you can look up at the hand. Press through the floor, strengthen the feet, not the knees, not the joints. Lift up here and release the arms. I did a lot of walking yesterday, so I'm not jumping in and out, okay? I don't want to jump off the knees. So you can really, that feels so good. So we're doing the other side. Left foot pointing towards the short edge, right foot in. Breathing in, lengthen. Find your balance, find your stability. Find where you are making triangles. Your base is stable, like the base of a triangle. Okay, breathe in and look to the left. And breathe out and pull the belly in so you feel that you're supporting your spine. Breathe in, lean to the left this time, like somebody's holding you and pulling you and you can't move from the floor before you decide to come down to the left. Open up the right shoulder. I tend to hold my leg in so I know that my chest is really rolling forward and up. This is a challenge. Some people are here. And if you have a sore shoulder, it can end up like this and it can be very clunky and painful. So roll the shoulder open, hand at the back. Remember your feet are your base. You need to be mindful with a nice, calm, deep breath. Keep the body stable. So much strength going on here. So much going on in Trikonasana. Breathing in, open up. You can look up. Breathing out, look down. Now see if you can lengthen the arms. See if you can point right through those fingers. So keep the hands together. The hands that are elevated, keep them fingers together. Breathe in, you're looking up. Now breathing out is coming over if you can manage. Stretch like you're reaching for something in the next room. Stretch it. You can look down if you feel more stable. You can look up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Feel it from the hip. The skin of my hip is stretching here. Breathe in and up you come. Good, and shake it out. Okay, before we go on to Parshvakonasana, we are going to do some really nice forward bends in Padottanasana. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of water, so do the same. Keep hydrated. Keep your muscles hydrated. So first we're just going to do simple forward bends. So I'm coming to the side to show you that. I know you all who practice with me regularly know this, but I will just go through it again. Feet under the hips, pressing down. Really active in the feet. Belly comes back. It's quite funny. People suck their bellies in. You don't need to. You just press the feet and it happens. Okay, it happens. Breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out. You can soften the knees slightly if you like to and come forward. We're just coming forward. We're not going down. Breathe in, press through the feet, and up you come. Now it's up to you if you want to soften the knees or not, okay? Just do what you feel is best for you. Breathe in. Lengthen. You should be quite long by now. Press the feet. And lengthen forward. Just lengthen like somebody is pulling you. Really lengthen. Breathe in. This is really strong work for your back. So do it mindfully. Use your core, use the power of the breath as well to help you come up. So breathing in to rise up. Breathing out, sucking the belly back to come forward in half. Forward, lengthen. Breathe in to come up. And breathe out to relax. This time we're coming to the floor. We're going to do 3. You can bend your knees. Actually, we'll all bend our knees first time, so you know what it looks like and what it feels like, what the difference is. So I'm breathing in. I'm bending. I'm still reaching forward. I'm not reaching down. I'm reaching forward. I'm bending down as low as I can before I fold over. Then I breathe in, sit the butt down, sit it right down like it's on the toilet. Breathe in and out. Let's do 3 like that because that feels really good. Breathing in. Use your feet, use the strength in your thighs. Breathe out. Lengthen first before you come down. Belly can be on the thighs when you're down. Breathe in, press through. And open. Now this time we're going down with bent and then we're going to straighten them when we're down now, okay? So breathing in. Breathe out. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Arms either side of the ears. Down, drop the head. Now see if you can straighten those legs. Nice long hamstrings. Hands can almost be flat on the floor here. Up to you. Maybe you want to hold the toes. So we're going to do 3 breaths. So I'm going to hold my toes with my peace fingers, okay? So I'm breathing in and looking forward. So I am using my neck here. Then I'm breathing out, sucking my belly in. I'm getting closer to my thighs. Breathe in, look forward. You're looking up slightly. Eyes are looking up slightly. Breathe out, suck the belly in. Down you come. Press through those feet. Nice stretch for the hamstrings, nice stretch for the glutes. Breathe in. And down. Now this time stay down and just hang. Maybe you hold your elbows in your hands. Just hang there. Nice release for the back. And bend your knees like you're squatting down. arms forward, and up you come. And shake it out before we come into our Padottanasana, okay, which is a wide leg. We're going to do a wide leg forward fold. So take a little drink. I'm actually quite warm, you know, we are working here, okay? We're going to start with Padottanasana, the Kriya. Kriya means movement with breath in this instance, okay? So, wide legs. I think I will show you from the side and then I will come to the front. So legs as wide as are comfortable. Don't do them too wide if you feel it compromises your balance, okay? I want you to put the pressure into the outer edges of the feet and squeeze the thighs as well, can be helpful. Pressing the feet into the floor so they are completely parallel, nothing is turning out. It's not like a ballet plie, okay? They're pointing forward. So we're going to put the hands on the lower back. You can either hold like this if you can't get your hands pointing up. So my fingers are pointing up, but you don't have to do that. You can just them pointing down. That might be good for you. So we start slowly. Whatever you do can be built on. You know, I can't do every asana in the book. It's not important. I build on what I have because of where I am in life. It all depends. Roll the shoulders up and back, elbows in, breathe in and press the hips forward as you do a mini back bend. Now this might be a big back bend to some of you, okay? You may not want to go that far back. You might feel unstable, so go back as far as you like, but keep the eyes open because you can get a rush of blood to the head with this practice. So keep the eyes open. I'm going to come back and then I'm going to come forward. And I'm going to change my hands because it's easier for me to maneuver. And then I'm going to come back. I'm pressing the heel of my hands now into my lower back to press my hips forward. And actually looking up today is challenging because it's sunny. So I'm not going to go as back as I would normally would indoors. And forward. And back, breathing in to come up. And out to come forward. And breathing in one more time and come up. So just easing into it. And shake out the legs. So we're going to go for the full Padottanasana, wide leg Padottanasana forward fold. Okay. I'm putting my block in front of me. You could have a cushion, a block, because it helps me to get down, to get my head on the floor in stages. Okay. Don't have to get your head on the floor. I will show you. No prizes, okay, for head on the floor. It's just that's a different level of practice for each individual. So I'm going to go as wide as I feel comfortable. I can go quite wide with my feet, but this is quite enough for me today. Okay, and make sure you feel stable and that the feet are really pressing into all parts of them. You have 3 arches. You can press into the outside of the feet and the big toe. So it's all parts of them, it's the heel as well, but there's a slight emphasis on the outside edge, okay? So I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start with my hands in the air. So my hands in the air, when I come forward, gives me a sense of control over kind of lengthening my spine. So I'm going to breathe in and lengthen up. And as I breathe out, obviously the center of gravity changes slightly, so I'm pressing my feet in so I don't lose balance and fall. And I'm coming forward. I'm coming forward as much as I can, until I feel I can get my hands to the floor. Now you might have a bolster, lots of cushions, maybe you can only come to the floor with your hands really in front, maybe they come slightly further back, okay? And now I'm down, I feel I can widen my legs a bit more because I just know that I'm safe doing it. If you don't know you're safe, that's fine. Do what you can do. And I'm going to press into the floor and look up. Not up to the sky, but I'm looking down, okay? It's kind of forward. So you get this little crease in the neck. You look forward And then as I breathe out, I'm pulling my tummy back. I'm really pressing my thighs as though they're coming together, even though they are apart. It's an isometric movement in order for me to bring my head, the crown, towards the floor. My hands are slightly in front of my feet. I'm breathing in and I'm stretching up. And I'm breathing out and I'm sucking my belly in. I'm pressing the outer parts of my feet together. I'm squeezing my thighs. Squeezing my thighs gives me a sense of stability and control. Now breathing in, I look up. I'm going to fetch my block. You might have a block or cushion. You might get your head to the floor much easier than me. I've got long legs but short arms, okay? It all depends on our anatomy. So breathe in, look forward. And I'm going to breathe out and see, if I can get my head down to the block, which is nice. That feels good. So that gives me a little bit more support, but obviously it brings the weight more forward. So be careful. I breathe in to come up. And maybe, again, this is maybe, may not be for you, I'm bringing my forearms down, which is really nice. And drop the head. Squeeze the thighs like they're together. Squeeze them like you're holding a piece of paper, even though they're really wide apart. Look forward and down. I'm going to get rid of my block because I think now my body's getting used to the practice. I can bring my arms down. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the feet into the floor. Breathe in here. Maybe you can bring your feet in slightly, make sure they're parallel. Bring the hands to the hips. Lengthen through the spine and see if you can come up with a straight back. Okie dokie. Good. Hopefully that went well. Shake out your legs, take a sip of water if you need to. We're going to use the hands on the floor a little more before we come into the side angle bend. So you're really limbering everything up, your spine, your hips, your legs. It's important when we do the wide leg postures, in my opinion, other people will have other opinions, that you have a sense of squeezing the thighs together. And also sometimes bringing the belly back. That supports the spine, but gives you a feeling of stability. So the legs are apart, but you're feeling as though they are holding together. It's almost like hugging the thighs together. Okay, we're going to do one more of those. Shake out your legs. Come into your wide leg posture. Toes pointing forward. Hands can be on the hips to start. Now, you can have your hands behind in what we call, once we get down, or you can do it on the way down, is kind of like a Namaskar Mudra, Hamsa Mudra behind, when you bring your hands into the prayer position behind your back. That's not always possible for people, okay, so don't worry about it. We'll get down first, because it means you'd have to have your head on the floor, lift your arms, and that might be a bit too much, okay? So breathing in here. I'm going to breathe in and lengthen. And then I'm going to breathe out and come forward. And then I'm going to grab my hands and bring them behind. Now I can't get my head. Now this one you could go forwards and hurt your neck and do a forward roly-poly. Don't do that. So this is why you need to really grip the thighs and send the pelvis back so you're balanced. Okay, and you can look through your legs. Some people can get the head to the floor and lift their arms like that. I am not one of them. Not so far. And drop the hands. And maybe you can bring the hands to the big toes. Hold on to the toes. Breathe in, look forward. And breathe out, bend the elbows and come closer to the floor with the head. And stretch the legs, keep the legs hugging together even though they are wide apart. I'm going to bring mine a little bit wider now because I feel that my muscles are getting used to the practice. And every time you breathe in, look up, lengthen. Every time you breathe out, suck the tummy up. Really hug the thighs, bend the elbows. Breathe in, bring the hands to the front. My idea now is to actually turn the toes out slightly, so it is a little bit like a ballet, like a goddess posture. And then you can come with the elbows onto the inside of the knees and sit back and just wiggle back and forth a little bit. Maybe you can lift the feet off the floor and just really give the inner thighs a really good stretch, because we don't often use that part of our body in everyday life. Really stretching them out, and you can slide up the body. Good. Now, side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. So let's shake up the legs, take a sip before we get into it. Good. You might need a block, a book, a cushion, if the floor is too far away when you're doing the side angle pose, because it can be quite challenging. Okay. No issues if you start your practice using props sometimes to support you, but in my tradition, the Gitananda tradition, doesn't really hold with using props as a given. Just if you feel you need to get to somewhere and need that level of support, and then little by little you practice without the prop. Okay? So we're going to start with the right foot pointing to the short edge of the mat. Left foot is slightly turned in. Okay? Slightly turned in. You're going to bend. I don't like the word bend. It always makes me think I'm going to hurt my knees. So I kind of soften my right knee into a right angle. And my left leg is really long and strong with the left toes pointing in. And I'm just feeling my base is really strong and firm. And the thigh is really kind of, the knee is rotating to the right. It's not coming in. So you need to rotate it to the right. So it's almost coming over. It's not. It's coming over second and third toe. But I want you to aim those coming over to the little pinky toe, because you will feel it then in your inside right thigh. Okay? So I'm going to just open out like we're in Warrior 2. And you can then really press the back leg into the floor. And I'm going to start by bringing my forearm onto the thigh. My right forearm onto the thigh. But I don't want to lean in. So I don't want to kind of lean in and let the shoulder collapse, because then the chest collapses. So I want to bring my left arm, a bit like we did in Trikonasana, behind me. So if I bring it behind me, I can't collapse. Now don't lean on the thigh with the arm. Press into the floor with the foot. It should be able to maintain this after some work, obviously. I'm building the strength. And I don't want you to lean onto it. I want you to be able to lift it up, but we're just opening the chest. So just gently with the arm on the thigh. And then when you feel okay, you can bring the left arm over. Now press into the feet, not your knees. Stretch. You should be long already now. You can look down, keep stretching, or you can look up and then come up. Turn the feet in and bring them together and just shake them out. So it is strong on the thighs, on the legs. And the thing is, if you lean on the thigh and you've got dodgy knees and the knees hurt, you're putting too much weight on your joints. So I want you to really engage with the feet. Okay? So left foot pointing the short side of the mat, right foot pointing in slightly. And melt the knee into a right angle, okay, and lengthen. So try not to bring the body with you. Keep the body upright. It doesn't need to lean yet, okay, so keep the body upright. Nice long arms. Really nice long legs. Really strong on the feet. The back foot is really your anchor, although you're putting the weight forward onto the left. Really try and anchor into the right. Open up. You can bring the hand again behind when we go down. Okay, so I'm coming down, but I'm not leaning. I'm just coming down. Right hand behind into the back of your leggings or whatever you've got on. So your chest stays open. Because people want to get to the ground. Yeah, they think that heaven is on the ground, so they roll like this. But no, the chest needs to stay open, so not so easy to get to the ground. Keep pressing into the foot. Then, when you feel okay, see if you can stretch from the fingertips to the outside of the right foot. Press into the left foot. Now lift the left arm, so I know you're not leaning into it. Use your leg. Stretch it, come on, use that thigh. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Breathe in. And relax. We're going to go one step further with it, okay? So this will be our final asana before we come for relaxation. You can get to the floor if that's what you want to do with this posture. So we'll show you. Lovely. Sun is coming through the cloud now. So again, set yourself up. Let's just take warrior 2. Use your strength of your feet and the engagement with the earth. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Come to the thigh. Make sure the knee is rolled out. This will use the strength of the thigh, but use it. It will get there over time, okay? And then you might have a block. You might have several books. You might have a cushion, whatever you like. You might want to bring this foot to the floor, but without collapsing the chest. So if I bring it to the floor and I'm doing this, I may as well just stay here. Yeah. Bring it up. Breathe. Chest open. Chest open. You can look down. Or up. Press those feet. Press the feet, not the knees. Shake it up, and we'll do it on the other side. And one side might be easier than the other. That's just how we are. So I've got a dodgy right hip, but a dodgy left knee. So I've got a balance of dodginess, okay? We're only human. We go the other side. Set yourself up. Right foot turns in. Enjoy it. The whole point about yoga is to find ease. We want to avoid dis-ease and find ease in the breath, the body, the mind, in our spirit. Not living in a constant state of punishment and suffering. So don't use yoga to punish. It will take some effort to go strong, but not to the extent where you feel you're suffering, okay? That's not yoga. Okay, so bend the left knee. Feel nice and strong. Remember, you are three-dimensional, front, side, back. You don't just exist in the front of your face. So stretch your body in all dimensions. Remember that you have a side and back body, that you exist in all of those areas. Breathe in here. Breathe out. You can start on the thigh if you like to. Stretch. Press into the floor. If you want to, you can come further down. If you want to, you can even bind. Okay, bring the arm under. Up to you. Keep the pressing into the feet. Think of it from the heel to the hip. Heel to the hip. Heel to the hip. Stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And you can bring your arm behind to come up. Maybe the left arm comes to the left thigh. That feels nice. Sometimes that is enough. Do your best, leave the rest, yeah? And come up. Good. Put the feet in and shake it out. And we're going to come to the floor for our relaxation. Actually, before we come to the floor, let's just swing up the arms a little bit and just get a bit of ease in the hips and in the spine and in the legs, because you've been using your legs a lot. Okay, and pop yourself onto the floor, however you like to. And please come into a lying down position, come into Shavasana. Shavasana, okay? Corpse pose. It doesn't mean you die. It just means that you are practicing the benefits of doing nothing, okay? Because when you're a corpse, you do nothing, okay? So lie down, close the eyes, make sure you're comfortable. I'm sure you're warm enough because it seems to be warm all over the place today. We're just going to do 6 rounds of Sukha rhythm breath, which means you're going to breathe in over the count of 6 and breathe out over the count of 6. We use the nostrils mainly for the breath, except for some specific pranayama in yoga. We use what God gave us for the breath, which is the nose, not the mouth. The mouth is attached to the bowel, okay? The nose is your respiratory system. Yes, we can do both, but for the benefits of pranayama, we use the nostrils. So lying down in a straight line, legs rolling away from the mid-center so that the feet are floppy, no tension in the body. Arms rolling away with palms up so the shoulders are engaged with the floor. No tension. A lovely long, now spacious spine. Side body is spacious, more room for your ribs, more room for the lungs to expand, more room for all of those wonderful internal organs that keep you so healthy. All of them have had a massage, all of them have had fresh oxygenated blood. More room in your breath, more room in the whole system. So, with the eyes gently closed, no tension in the temples, mouth, jaw, tongue. You're going to breathe in for 6 and out for 6. I will be doing the counting. You can just follow my rhythm. So let's breathe out together. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. Out. Deep, smooth breaths in and out of the nostrils. In. Out. In. Out. Notice the abdomen rise and fall. Breathe in. Sip in the air, not gasp in the air. And out. Notice where the air tickles the nostrils. Breathing in. And out. Release your practice. Release the body now into the earth. Release the heavy bones into the earth. Let the flesh spread. Don't hold anything back. Let go. Let go. Take the most important part of your practice, which is the art of conscious relaxation, seriously. Your relaxation is the most important part of your practice. I'm going to give you quiet for a couple of minutes. Enjoy your time. As you are lying in Shavasana, I'm just going to read you an affirmation for today. You don't need to sit up yet, just lie in relaxation if that's what suits you. And this one is called Hanging On to Old Relationships. We want to travel baggage-free on this life journey. It makes the trip easier. Some of the baggage we can let go of is lingering feelings and unfinished business with past relationships, anger, resentments, feelings of victimization, hurt, or longing. If we have not put closure on a relationship, if we cannot walk away in peace, then we've not yet learned our lesson. That may mean we will have to go another merry-go-round with that lesson before we're even ready to move on. We might want to do a step 4. This is a fellowship step, a written inventory. Fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, those kinds of systems have these wonderful steps that are really a blueprint for anybody's life. Step 4 is a written inventory of relationships, and step 5 is an admission of our wrongs. We have to feel willing to make amends for our wrongs. So what feelings did we leave with in a particular relationship? Are we still carrying those feelings around? Do we really want the heaviness and the impact of that baggage on our behavior today? Do we still feel victimized, rejected, or bitter about something that happened 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago? It may be time to let go. It may be time to open ourselves to the true lesson from that experience. It may be time to put past relationships to rest, so we are free to go on to new, more rewarding experiences. We can choose to live in the past, or we can choose to finish our old business from the past and open ourselves up to the beauty of today in freedom. Let go of your baggage from past relationships and open up to the cleansing and healing process that will put closure on yesterday and open the best for me today. I thought that was really lovely, about all kinds of relationships. So when you are ready, please start to take deeper, more nourishing, enlivening breaths into the system. Let go of any residual fatigue, lethargy, dullness. Let go of that on the exhalation. Roll over onto your left side so that the right side is prominent, which will mean you will have more energy for your day. Breathing in on the right nostril, more prominent when you lie on the left side. And with your eyes closed, come to a seated position so we can close our practice for today. Take your time, no rush. You're at home, you can even be lying down still. I have no idea. Up to you. Please draw your hands into Namaskar Mudra. Hands pointing toward your heaven, the higher power. Thumbs pointing towards your heart, your place of love. We will finish with the universal blessing prayer, Loka Samasta, because we're still in a pickle with this COVID and God knows what over the world. So let us just join in union in sending our love and blessings to all beings in the world. Loka Samasta Sukino Bhvantu Sarve Janaha Sukino Bhvantu. You can say Om Shanti with me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Bow your head in reverence to the practice and in honor of your own practice, taking the time to practice yoga this morning. And thank you for practicing with me.